More calls for the president to tame the killer herders. 73 victims in the New Year's Day attack in Benue State were laid to rest in mass burial ceremony. Government policies versus people's reactions. Nigerian Labour Union organizes protest amid teacher strike in Kaduna State over the sacking of 21,000 teachers considered incompetent by the state government. But for Governor El-Rufai, there seemed to be no going back. Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye in Lagos. Well, tonight, almost everyone is familiar with the face-off between Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai and the teachers in the state. Okay, if you're not following, here is a little premise to bring you on the same page. It started in November when the shocking samples of answer scripts of the 25,000 or some of the 25,000 teachers released by the state government who sat for a competency test. 75% of the teachers failed woefully. Fast forward to now, the strained relationship between the state government and the teachers remains strained. Today, there was a rally organized by the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the workers who took to the streets to protest against some of the policies of the state government, and the attempt by security operatives to stop the protest rally failed. The protest took place despite the state government's ban of unlawful assembly and illegal procession is to demand for the unconditional reversal of the sacking of over 21,000 unqualified teachers by the Kaduna State government last year.
People determined can never be defeated. And therefore we are determined. We will make our point. We will submit our letter of protest. If they like, they should act. But I think it's a welcome development because workers have seen that despite our olive hand of fellowship to try to see how those issues are resolved on the table, we have seen that with impunity, the decision of the National Industrial Court is being set aside. With impunity, people are not allowed to exercise their freedom of association. This is not what we bargained for.
Well, that's a Labour leader, Mr. Waba there. Now, the governor, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, insisting and justifying his government's action of not reversing the sack of those they considered incompetent, and he has a message for those who he referred to as hypocrites. And the critics would say, he says, their own children are not in those schools because of the standard of those schools. Listen to him.
I started life in rural Dauda as the son of a pensioner. Without public education, I would not have gone to school. I believe that the children of the poorest are entitled to the same opportunities that I was given. Therefore, we have a governance mission to provide ordinary people and their offspring a sustainable ladder for social mobility. Our purpose in government is to promote equality of opportunity, to give every child the best prospects through decent education. It is to secure for our young people employment opportunities in a vibrant economy regulated by a competent public service. It is about giving everyone a fair chance in the race of life. It is about being for the people and seeking to empower them, not creating and exploiting dependency.
There, Governor Nasiru El-Rufai. It's an issue of government policy and whether or not for now is convenient to a fraction of the population of the state. But look at the bigger picture, everyone. What is the benefit to the people? I think it's one debate that it will perhaps take a longer time to resolve. Let's move away to now to our major issue of the night. 73 people sadly killed in Benue State on New Year's Day have been laid to rest in a mass burial ceremony. And the Benue State government has vowed to seek justice in honor of the deceased as the United Nations system in Nigeria tasked the federal government of Nigeria to go beyond condemning the attacks to evolve a lasting solution. Governor Samuel Otom, in an emotional address to a crowd of mourners at the IBB Square during the state mass burial ceremony, insists on the full implementation of the open grazing prohibition law as a mark of honor for the 73 victims. The nation is being smothered in Vaseline when the diagnosis is so clearly cancer. Those are not my own words, but that of the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, who is obviously appalled by the killings by suspected herdsmen, going by Professor Wole Soyinka's strongly worded article where he said the herdsmen have declared war against the nation and their weapon is an undiluted terror. He indicted the government for being passive on the matter. In the last couple of days, the presidency has taken some steps to forestall peace and avoid a repeat of attacks in Benue State. One of such moves is ordering the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, to relocate to the state and staying in the line of thought of the federal government. Not doing enough, some are suggesting that perhaps the president's hands are tied because he's a Fulani man himself. But here is the presidency response to that.
You said about the killings by herdsmen, particularly in Benue State. These developments are sad, regrettable, and very bad for any nation. There is no government that should brook such criminality, such wanton shedding of human blood. It's revolting to man, and it's a sin before God. But something that is disturbing that I've heard about it is linking those developments to the fact that a Fulani man is president, and so he is brooking such kind of evil acts. I think that is very unkind. And I'll try to back my position with statistics. Between 2013 and 2015, in 2013 particularly, there were 9 cases of herdsmen invading communities in Benue State alone, and more than 190 people were killed. That was in 2013. In 2014, there were about 16 of such tragic developments with more than 231 people killed. And then there was a change of government in May 2015. But between January and May 2015, there were 6 attacks which left about 335 people dead. That was between January and May 2015. Now the question is, during that period, did we have a Fulani president? This is showing us that the issue of herdsmen attacking settlements, attacking farmers, attacking communities is pure criminality, and is something that government must deal with. It is the duty of government to preserve the lives of the citizenry. It is the responsibility of government to maintain law and order, and that this government is determined to do.